Aloha, Koloa kai ohana.
Aloha.
We are happy to give you guys an idea of where we're at in 2025. This is our quarter one, quarter two update for owners. We'd like to give you an update on where things are generally with the market, how we're doing compared to the market versus last year. We've got an award that we'd like to introduce to you that we were able to get both in summer of last year after our last recording and then again in spring this year. And, we did something special with our employees where we're going to be giving you guys an introduction to our employees in a much more in-depth manner than we've had the ability to do before. Our employees are really the ones who make the day-to-day operations really work as well as it is. So I wanted to give you guys all a chance to get to know who they are and also to shine a light on what they're doing and how they do it in such a great way that continues to help us be the company that we are doing the great work that we're doing.
It will allow you to put the names and faces together as well.
Exactly. So with that, I'll do just a brief overview. When we started doing our compilation, a month or two ago, that was before all the big tariff stuff happened. And so I know a lot of people are nervous about the calendars being a little bit more open than they were this time last year or historically. So generally what we found is that with the uncertainty in the economy, with the uncertainty for the international community traveling based on tariffs, it's really interesting. What we've seen is generally that we are having less people booking farther out and a lot more people booking closer in. So that means is our booking window, it is compressed substantially. We're recording this in the first couple of days of June. And in May, for the first time in our company history, we actually saw 25 to 30% of the bookings that occurred in May were booked during the month of May. So we're talking about last minute bookings. We're filling in a lot more last minute windows and things like that. So just because you look forward and see that your July might look open right now, or maybe your August looks open, I think it's too early to really panic about that because we're doing a lot of work to fill that in. We've got a segment later on in the video that shows kind of what we're doing and how we're doing that. And the effect of that work is pretty substantial. So we're in a really good spot to take advantage of that. We're in the process of making some operational changes to enhance our ability to take even shorter lead time reservations. We're seeing those changes happen, and we are reacting by making sure that we are more capable than ever of taking advantage of that change in customer behavior.
I have never seen so many same month reservations in the last 15 years. When you see your calendar is open for next month, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get income because they're coming through.
Exactly. And we're doing a lot of work, and we've actually pushed our boundaries quite a bit in terms of the data that we're working with, the methodologies that we're going through for revenue management to be in a position to take the most advantage of those that we can. And I'm continually surprised when I'm processing month end that at the beginning of the month, I thought we were in for kind of a down month, but it turns out that we're actually still earning quite a bit for everybody, and that the checks that go out to everybody are significantly larger than I thought they were going to be at the beginning of the month. So just know that it's kind of a new time. I hope that as consumer behavior settles out, we'll get back to a little bit more of the normal. I feel like at the beginning of this year, I thought we were getting back to the kind of Hawaii normal of pre-2019. Then all of the tariff stuff happened, and now we're playing a different game altogether. So we continue to be aware that things change, and we're watching that every day and making those adjustments as we need to. With that, we're going to go ahead and transition to our couple of other clips. We've tried to keep it a lot shorter this year. Just know as you get to the end of the video, if you still have any unanswered questions, please reach out to either Linda or myself, and we can set up a time to meet with you and, do a deep dive on whatever your questions or concerns are at that point. So this is meant to be kind of a high level overview, just keeping you up to date on what we've been up to at Koloa kai. So thank you for watching. Mahalo.
We thought it would be helpful to give everyone a quick refresher on what we mean when we talk about revenue. Here's an example using two calendars. One shows high rates with low occupancy. The other shows lower rates but high occupancy. White sections mean nights are unbooked. These display the current rate. Gray sections show booked nights. So remember, white is available, gray is booked. RevPAR stands for revenue per available night. It's a way to measure not just how many nights are booked or how high the rate is, but the total earnings picture. For example, high rates with just a few nights booked can sometimes earn the same as lower rates booked more often. It's all about the balance. We track RevPAR to measure performance over time, and to compare it against the broader market in Poipu. This helps us focus on actual revenue, not just occupancy or nightly rate. There are factors we can't control like inflation, travel trends, or policy changes. But how we respond to those market conditions is where we add value. If our year-over-year revenue grows faster than the markets, it tells us the strategy is working. We use two main data platforms, Beyond Pricing and Key Data Dashboards. Each gives us market insights and performance comparisons. Looking at both helps us get a more accurate picture. Per Beyond Pricing, the Poipu market is down about 12% in revenue year over year for 2025. Keep in mind that this encompasses all property types, from one-bedroom condos to large oceanfront single-family homes. Next, we will shift over to the Key Data Dashboard and see that per this dataset, the market is up by 5.7%, but Koloa Kai's portfolio is up 26%. That puts us ahead of the market by just over 20%. To make these comparisons more meaningful, we break down properties by type like one-bedroom condos, two bedrooms, and oceanfront homes. For example, one-bedroom condos are up 56% year over year. The market is down 7.9%. Two-bedroom condos are up 15.3%, while the market is down 14%. Oceanfront three-bedroom homes are up 41%, with the market down 6.2%. We use Beyond Pricing to compare unbooked rates across the market. Then we match those rates against Koloa Kai's pricing for similar properties. We adjust based on a grading system that accounts for performance above or below market. This helps us focus on the holes, nights still available, and how to get the most out of them. We review each property every 2 weeks. Week 1, we adjust 1 and 2 bedrooms. Week 2, we do the same for larger homes. This lets us test changes, monitor the impact, and adjust again. Booking behavior varies by property type.
Let's talk about booking windows. How far in advance guests are reserving. Smaller properties like 1 and 2 bedroom condos are now booking much closer to the stay date. For example, most bookings in late March were for April and May, just 30 to 60 days out. Only a few guests booked farther in advance. This is a big change from the past when calendars were full 6 months ahead. Today, guests wait longer to book, especially for smaller places. Larger homes, 3 to 5 bedrooms, are different. They often book 6 to 12 months in advance. That's because bigger trips need more planning, more people, and more time to coordinate. For those homes, we're watching availability far into the future. We're already seeing bookings for summer and even next fall. That's why our pricing strategy isn't one size fits all. We optimize short-term rates for smaller condos, and we manage long-range pricing for larger homes. It's all about matching guest behavior to property type. The key is to focus on the unbooked nights. That's where we can make the biggest difference. By adjusting prices based on lead time, demand, and property type, we help fill the calendar at the right rate. It's a dynamic process that's updated weekly, keeping your property competitive. This is what allows Koloa Kai to outperform the market even when overall demand is down.
We're proud to share some exciting news from the team at Koloa Kai Vacation Rentals. Koloa Kai has been recognized by Comparent.com as a market leader for spring 2025, not only for the Poipu Kauai market, but for the entire island of Kauai and the state of Hawaii. In addition to leading these markets, Koloa Kai was also ranked among the top 15 highest-rated vacation rental managers nationwide, as judged by Comparent's independent evaluation of guest reviews, owner satisfaction, and overall service quality. This recognition reflects our commitment to delivering exceptional experiences for both our guests and our property owners, grounded in local expertise, hands-on service, and a deep love for the island we call home. Mahalo to our team, our owners, and every guest who's made this possible. We're honored to be setting the standard, and we're just getting started.
My name is Tina. I've been with the company for about 7 years. I'm the guest coordinator and broker in charge.
I'm Nani. I have been with Koloa Kai Vacation Rentals for 3 years. I do admin and guest services.
My name is Kalani, and I've been working with Koloa since October 2024, so I'm one of the newer members of the team.
My name is Kimberly Moore. I've been with Koloa since July of 2024. I am the property operations manager for the company.
My name is Paul Capone. I've been with Koloa for just over 4 months.
My name is Meredith, and I've been with Koloa for just about 2.5 years now.
My name is Linda, and I've been with Koloa since 2021.
I was brought here by friends who are from here.
I was born and raised on Kauai on the east side in the Wailua area, but I now live closer to the west side, just outside of Kalaheo.
We're on a family vacation, fell in love with the island. It's very magical, and we made it a lifelong dream to move here, and we were able to accomplish that within 6 months of our decision.
Came to Kauai when I had been married a year when I was 20. We came from Oahu, and I'm originally from Vancouver, British Columbia, but I've lived most of my life on Kauai.
What I love about living on Kauai is just the nature, the ocean, the energy, the air around us is positive, and that's one of the things that drew us to the island, is the energy.
So what I love most about living on Kauai is the small town. So what I mean by that is when I go to check my mail or when I go to my daughter's school, I know the teachers, I know my post office staff. When I go to Costco and check out, I know my checkout clerk.
My favorite thing about living on Kauai is living close to my family, my friends, and raising our kids here.
I love how laid back it is, the family that I have here, the friends and coworkers that I have been blessed to meet.
Growing up on Oahu, it's a much bigger city, so what I love about Kauai is that it's very small town, everyone knows each other.
When I was younger, I just wanted to go to the beach and go on hikes and hang out with my friends. Now, I really find enjoyment and passion in my daughter's activities.
The beauty, we travel all over the world, and we love traveling, but coming back here, you just feel like you're in heaven, you're in paradise.
Typical day for me is checking condos, working with owners to get projects done, putting away the linen for the housekeeping staff, prepping for the day's work at the office, and pretty much running around, getting stuff done.
I am the full-time maintenance tech at Kauai, and my day consists of several tasks on site at the properties. I take pride in doing things efficiently, effectively, quickly. I do enjoy doing different tasks and something different every day.
A typical day at work really just depends on what day it is. I do answer phones 3 days a week. I'm at my desk heading to guest and owner services at that time. When it comes to phones, emails, text messages. Other than that, I'm doing a lot of inspections. We do quarterly inspections, which include maintenance of your home. We do day of checks now, so arrival checks. We're doing a lot of those. If a guest needs something like an umbrella, we're running that to them. So it really just depends.
A normal day at work for me looks like assisting guests. They're coming through and checking in and just kind of filtering out emails as they come through and just being of service to really whoever needs it. I really enjoy doing clean inspections because it kind of is a switch up from being behind a computer, and I get to go to all the beautiful condos and homes and see what they're like, and it really enhances my knowledge of how I can help guests, and yeah, just make sure that everything is up to par.
A typical day is answering emails both with guests and owners, communicating with our staff, and trying to help the flow and the function happen naturally and efficiently.
It has been the least stressful 3 years of any job I've ever had. It's a great place to work. I really enjoy my time here. And a benefit is that it's remote work for most of it. So you get to set your environment. The hours are very flexible. My coworkers are fabulous. So it's been a very non-stressful 3 years, which I love.
Koloa is a real family-oriented business. I feel like we have a great connection between our team, our owners, our guests, they kind of get a sense of who we are as people, but also what we represent, and that's really bringing aloha and a great attitude and the idea of how we would want to experience vacation.
What I love about Koloa Kai and what makes it different from other companies that I've worked with is they're very family oriented. It really does feel like family. Jed, Lisa, and the rest of the team, we're really good at finding a work and life balance and helping each other out, and it's amazing. I love it.
I'd say Koloa Kai is different from other companies because we have a strong leader in Jed. He's a visionary in the vacation rental market, and he listens to his employees, and he always offers valuable input to what we're doing. We'll be a smaller company, but I believe that we offer a larger value with our dedication and our attention to details.
Kai is definitely different, and it stands out to me with being new around here that they really care about having a personable experience, and that's something that I really value, and that I feel good that it's valued, that I take my time and go the extra mile because it's appreciated, rather than just trying to rush through things and get results. It's actually appreciated to like slow it down and be authentic and take your time.
Koloa Kai is by far the best company I have ever worked for. The owners of the company not only care about their employees, they prove it to us on a regular basis. We all work well together. I'm building relationships with not only my coworkers, but with the owners of our properties. And I have not had one day that I didn't want to come to work.
I worked for a company before Koloa Kai that sold out, and so it doesn't exist anymore. The philosophy of the owners of Great Vacation Retreats are very similar to the philosophy that Jed has, but Jed has taken it 25 steps further because of his mechanical engineering background. And so we have so many processes that make it easier to do things. What it would have taken me probably 4 times as long without the expertise of how to do things fast and effective. Because we're not huge, but we're big enough to have all of these different processes being done by different employees, we give the owners a much better experience than any other property manager because of how we do our pricing, how we do our maintenance checks, how we're looking after properties, and our communication is by far the best of any company in Hawaii. And we see that by the person that reads every single review. I get a real good feel for what's working and what isn't. And I know that Koloa Kai's strength is definitely communication and avoiding big problems because we're so proactive.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your homes and being a part of the Koloa Kai family. We really appreciate it, and we love having you here.
I really enjoy the job that I do, and I thank you for trusting Koloa Kai and myself to take care of your island home.
I want to thank all the owners who do trust us with their properties.
To the owners that trust us with their homes, I want to say thank you. I know that it's probably a lot to trust sometimes strangers in your homes. We have the utmost respect for your homes.
To all you owners, just thank you so much for trusting us. We really take pride in our work.
I just wanted to thank all of our homeowners that trust us with that huge responsibility.